Hello everyone, Sigmar7 here. So, this is a video I've been actually wanting to do for a long time now. I know I've done Blu-ray collection videos before where I showcase everything I own, but what I'm doing instead is I'm going to show y'all how my collection is laid out instead. So this isn't me going through every film I own, this is just me showcasing how my collection is laid out. I do hopefully someday in the future plan on doing a series of videos where I go over everything I own, but that's going to be a while, and I just, hopefully that'll be something y'all want to see in the future. But for now, this is just a tour of my my room of my collection, so hope y'all enjoy. So I'm going to start off with this end right here. This is my, let's see if I can get a good back shot here. This is where, well, it's mainly supposed to be my anime collection, but I have other things on it too. Like, for starters, right here we have the steel books, starting with An American Werewolf in London. Got Mad God, Mandy, Mothra, One Cut of the Dead, and Zombieland. So yeah, all horror films, funny enough. So yeah, those are my steel books. Also, I have a Funko Pop of Agretzko right there. And on this side is my Arrow collection. Don't have a lot of arrows. You see, got from 8 Diagram Pole Fighter all the way to the Gamera Heiza era collection. And over here, we can get a good glimpse of, sorry, my lighting's really bad. Here is the Cards and Saloon Irish Folklore trilogy that I own. And I think my light bulb just died. Great. Well, I don't know. Great. So, have to do this without very good lighting. I don't have the best lighting in this room, so I apologize. Oh, by the way, this is something my parents gave me. Home cinema always showing. Kind of fun little thing to have there. But yeah, so there's the arrows. There's the Card Saloon trilogy. And then over here, we skipped over here, are the anime DVDs I own, which I don't have a lot. I know a couple of these do have a Blu-rays, particularly the Animatrix, Digimon, and Memories. I just have yet to upgrade them. And then I also have all 5 seasons of Dragon Ball. Been needing to get to those. Surprised that doesn't have a Blu-ray yet. And then onto the anime Blu-rays, we got the Cowboy Bebop 25th anniversary there, the Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, Dragon Ball Z, the complete series. So, oh yeah, and also got the 4K Blu-ray comeback of Belle. Loved that movie. And then we got on here, let's just do a zoom of everything here. You see, everything's alphabetical order, movies and shows. So, hopefully you get a good read of that. So yeah, basically things like, the Studio Ghibli films, as well as stuff like Fullmetal Alchemist and Cowboy Bebop, and there's the complete set of Inuyasha. And move down here. Got that. And if you're wondering, some of these I've yet to watch, but I do plan on watching them eventually, so yeah, there's that. Move down here, the last shelf for the animes. Of course, we got here my my favorite movie of all time, Spirited Away. Hope you can see that. Again, don't have the best lighting in here, I apologize. And there's Wolf's Ring. And I love, by the way, that it's funny that it starts with, my anime Blu-ray shelf here, starts with 5 centimeters per second, which is a Makoto Shinkai movie, and then it ends with Your Name, another Makoto Shinkai movie. So, now over here are the other G-Kids titles I own that are not anime. You notice that I do have a few G-Kids that are anime over here, but these are the other ones that aren't anime. These are films from, like, Brazil or France or Belgium, or just countries around the world, essentially. But I've seen at least, I'd say, over half of these I've watched. There's a few I haven't. Like, I haven't watched, haven't watched Unicorn Wars yet, for example, so definitely need to check that out, because I hear that movie's insane. So, yeah, that's shelf number 1. Hopefully the rest of this collection won't be as grainy, so. Now, we over here, on top of my shelf, right by my bed, these are the Criterion Blu-rays I have that are basically just box sets. Like, the Apu trilogy, the Before trilogy, Decalogue, Van Alexander, the 3 Classic by Joseph von Sternberg, Carol Zeman collection, Showa, 3 Color trilogy, and the Classic Hitchcock collection. And I move my pillows here. These are the Cinematic Universe films I have. The Monsterverse films, not amazing movies, but they're entertaining. I have 2 of the DCU because, well, I feel like they're the only ones worth caring about. I got 3 of the X-Men films, and then I have the majority of the MCU movies, with the exception of most of Phase 4, because most of Phase 4 kind of sucks, but who knows. And also I got the original 3 Star Wars films, as in the original 3, the ones that originally came out in the 70s and 80s, so that's a really neat thing I have there. And now, that's everything on this side of the room. Now we go over here. By the way, here's this really cool poster, the Top 100 Movies Bucket List by IMDb. It's an outdated list now, but it's still cool to have. Also, I have this Jungle Book poster that used to belong to a friend in the family. And over here, we have the X-Files box set, the complete series, or should I say mostly complete, except for Season 11. And then, moving here, that's my TV right there. Over here, there's my Phantom of the Opera mask. Some Funko Pops. You got, Rick Sanchez. Got Jon Snow. I think that was one of the first Pops I ever got. Mr. Bean. And Dr. Frank Poole from 2001: A Space Odyssey. And, of course, the Pan from Pan's Labyrinth. That's really cool. Now, move those out of the way. These are just some random stuff I have. Like, here's the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. There's the James Bond collection. Behind there is, I got No Time to Die, which I have yet to watch. Just move those at the side for a second. We got Planet of the Apes Legacy collection. There's, as well as the Planet of the Apes prequel trilogy. I'm not sure about them continuing that. Of course, we got the Lord of the Rings collection, and then sorry about that. Over here, we have this neat box set, the DC Animated Universe series, the 10th anniversary. It comes with the first 30 movies. And then these are just the next 5 in the set that I have. Don't have the films that come afterwards. I think I might get them in the future, but for now, I'm just settled with that. So I will put these up real quick before we continue on. Okay, so we go on this end of my room. We'll go back on that and the other later, but for now, I want to show. Actually, on second thought, let's go back over here just real quick. So this is where my Criterion Collection starts off. My Criterions are in alphabetical order. We'll get a good view of this. Let's see right there. Then down there. Then right here. Then right here. Yeah, sorry. And then down at the very bottom on this shelf. And then the Criterions continue over here. See, well, hold on, let me slow down there for a second just so y'all can get a good look. And then on this shelf. So, and then down here, yeah, just kind of get a good look right there. And then down here, yes, I do have Rosemary's Baby, which is out of print. I actually do own a few out of print Criterions. For example, Pickpocket is now out of print. In fact, I got this before it went out of print, so thank God for that. And we'll come back to the Criterions later, but let's focus on this section first. Here's the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection. Comes with 15 of his films. Here's this Criterion box set. This is Zatoichi Blind Swordsman. I've only seen the first film. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait to watch the rest. This is the Wreck Collection by Shout Factory. Only bought it for the first movie, but I hear the second one's okay, and then the 3 and 4 are garbage. And then if I move Zatoichi, we got the Star Trek 50th Anniversary Collection. And then on this part, this is kind of a random hodgepodge up here. First up are the 2 A24 movies I got that you can only buy on their website, After Sun and Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Yeah. Move those to the side. And then we got the Oceans trilogy right there. I don't have Ocean's 8 because I'm not crazy about that one. We got this Gangster collection, which comes with American Gangster, Casino, and Eastern Promises. Of course, got to have the Back to the Future trilogy, classic. Sorry, I'm just kind of putting these on my bed for now. We got the Star Trek trilogy, the newer movies, which, I'll be honest, I've yet to see these. I've been hesitant about it. I've heard they're okay, but I'll give them a try eventually. I'm a classic Star Trek fan, so... Of course, we have the 2122 Jump Street. Right here, we have the Universal Classic Monsters box set containing all 30 of the classic monster movies. Really nice box set. Really fun movies to watch for Halloween. And then over here we have the Season 1 of Stranger Things. This really cool VHS set right here. I don't have Season 2. I hear that might be out of print, but I'll see if I can find it. But then again, with Stranger Things wrapping up real soon, I'm wondering if they'll do like a complete series set, so I don't know. Speaking of complete series, here we have Justified, the complete series. I need to get back to the show because I've only seen the first couple episodes, and I'm really liking what I've seen so far. And before I move that, we got... This also got on the A24. Well, actually, I bought this on eBay, but you can get this on A24. This is the Midsummer Director's Cut. I would like to get the other A24 special editions they made for this, which are Last Black Man in San Francisco, The Green Knight, The Lighthouse, and they just did one for Everything Everywhere All at Once, so can't wait to get those eventually. Let's move Justified out of the way for now. And then here we have the two steelbook sets of Band of Brothers and The Pacific. Both are great, great war series. I prefer Band of Brothers, but The Pacific is really good too. And then move that out of the way for a second. Don't know what that's doing there. Here we have Murder, She Wrote, the complete series on DVD. I bought this shortly after the death of Angela Lansbury. Rest in peace. I remember I used to watch some of the show with my mom. She was really into the show back in the day, so yeah. And then there's these two. Oh, I forgot. There's this little thing. This is Last and First Men. This contains both the movie and the soundtrack. I hear that Kino Lorber is going to be re-releasing this, so I don't know. Maybe I'll upgrade it to that instead. So who knows? It's a neat little thing to have. And then right here we have these two DVDs. I don't know where I got these. They're just kind of these random documentary shorts about the ocean and various topics. So I don't know. I thought they're kind of neat. Let's move this out of the way. And then right here, this is starting off. Here we have the collector sets, like, you know, there's the Blade trilogy, the Bourne trilogy, Die Hard, Godfather, Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, that sort of thing. This is just where basically any collectors that contains more than one film. And we move that to the digibooks, the digital, the ones that aren't in the shape of a book, you know, like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Gone Girl, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Schindler's List, Taxi Driver. And what's propping them is the Three Stooges box set, all on DVD. I've always loved the Three Stooges. I'm happy to have this set. So, yeah. So, I'm going to put this away real quick, and I'll be right back. Before we continue on, I'm sure you're wondering what's with these tanks that are always appearing in the background of my videos. Well, if y'all have been on my channel long enough, you remember my guest show videos I used to do for Bob Show series. You might remember Mosa. She's under her cave. There she is. Hey, girl. Sorry to interrupt your sleep. Just thought they would like to see how you've been doing, the old girl. Here, I'll put you back gently. But also over here, I don't know if you could see him, but you can see him right there in the cave, my leopard gecko. And then in here are my red-eared sliders, Fred and Sheldon. Hey guys, what y'all doing, huh? Just thought you'd see that. And by the way, if you're wondering what this is my my to-sell pile, these DVDs and this bin of Blu-ray. They're just stuff I have that I've upgraded to Blu-ray or Criterion, or stuff I just don't feel like owning, or it's doubles, or what other reason. Now that we got the ulterior of my collection out of the way, you're probably wondering where the rest of my collection is, because I should have more, right? Well, everything else is in here. So yeah, this massive wall of films on this side and on this side. So yeah, let's cover this first shelf. Here is the end of my Criterions right here. Again, in alphabetical order. And by the way, if you're wondering what's with these two here, Moonish Daydream and the others, it's because Criterion did announce they will be distributing them. Moonish Daydream comes out in September, the others comes out in October, so I'll be upgrading them to Criterion when they come out. And then over here are just, well, first up, here are 5 of Don Bluth's films I own. All Looked at Heaven, American Tail, Anastasia, Land Before Time, and Secret Nim. Really, I feel they're the only one of his films worth owning. And then I have all 5 of Laika's movies. So, yeah, can't wait for the next film. And then we move on down here is my Disney shelf, which I own, as you can tell, let's see, get a good glimpse. Yeah, right there. All of them in release date order, start with Snow White all the way to Encanto. I do have most of them. There's a few I'm missing, like I don't have Oliver and Company, or 2011 Winnie the Pooh, or Bolt, Meet the Robinsons. There's a few I'm missing. So yeah, it ends with Encanto, and then we have the 2 additionals of Nine Before Christmas and A Christmas Carol. And when we go down here, we have the Pixar movies, starting with Toy Story, once again in release date order. Starting with Toy Story, ending with Turning Red. I still would like to get Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory when I get the chance. By the way, a keen eye may notice I have the regular Disney Blu-ray Wally, but up here I have the new Criterion 4K Blu-ray Wally. Normally, when a Criterion releases a film I already have, I try to update it, but because, I don't know, maybe it's just I like to keep it in part of the Disney section as well, and plus, it's my favorite Pixar film, and one of my favorite films of all time, I figured, a little double dipping doesn't hurt. Okay, so after Turn Red, we go to my live-action Disney films, starting with the Muppet movies, which I only have 3 of them at the moment. Still need to get The Muppets and The Muppet Treasure Island and The Great Muppet Caper. And over here is the one Disney nature film I own. And then here are the live-action Disney movies I own. As you can tell, only a few of them at the moment. And then we move over here to the DreamWorks movies I own on Blu-ray. Not a lot, but I have basically the essentials: The Prince of Egypt, the first 2 Shrek films, all 3 Kung Fu Panda, and all 3 How to Train Your Dragon films, Megamind, Rise of the Guardians, and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I do own a few other DreamWorks films, but they're with the DVDs. Now, I have more films behind here, and I will show you as soon as I remove these films out of the show, so I'll be right back. Alright, so now we've got the Disney and DreamWorks Blu-rays out of the way. Now let's see what's behind here. Starting off, I have the A24 films. I showed you a few A24 stuff, but here are the rest by A24. If you're wondering, only some of these I've watched. Like, I've seen 8th Grade and Enemy and Everything Ever All at Once, which was my favorite film of last year. But, yeah. As you can tell, I try to get them with their slips if I can. I wasn't able to with Killing of Sacred Deer. Maybe someday I'll find a slip for it, so I don't know. That's just the collection of me. So, yeah, those are my A24 films. And then over here, next up we have the Cohen films, which consist of the Buster Keaton collections, Old Dark House, and Thief of Baghdad. And then we have Rams, an Icelandic film that I haven't watched yet. And then we go to the Magnet films, which I only own a few of them, as you can tell. And most of these I've watched. I haven't seen 13 Assassins, or I've seen parts of Taco Del Verzi. Well, the rest of them I've seen, so. But yeah. Move down here, we have the one film by Cinema Guild, I guess, Once Upon a Time in Anatolia. Haven't watched that yet. And we got, well, technically it's, here we have the Vengeance trilogy I have together. The 2 by Palisades Tartan, which are the first and third film in the trilogy. And then the 1 film by Tartan Asia Extreme, Old Boy, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, my favorite Korean film, and just in my top 5 favorite films of all time. Love that movie. Which Criterion would release those? And then over here we have the Magnolia films, starting with Crypto Zoo, ending with A War. These are, let's see if I get a good angle there. Yeah, those are the Magnolia films. And then starting over here, starting with the Babadook, we have the Scream Factory Blu-rays, which I try to get them with the slips I can, but as you can tell, some of them I wasn't able to. But yeah, now Scream Factory basically houses a bunch of horror films or cult classics or whatnot, so yeah. It starts with the Babadook, ends with the Tingler. So, and then over here, we have the Shout Factory Blu-rays, which, again, I don't have an awful lot, but I have a pretty decent amount here. So, yeah, get a good view there. All right, so that's this shelf. And then we move down here, starting off with Draft House / Senedigum. I'm not sure how you say their company's name. Starting with The Act of Killing, ending with this really unique Blu-ray for Upstream Color. So, yeah. And then we have the 3 films I have by Olive Films, High Noon, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and Johnny Guitar. And then we have the 2 movies by Paramount Presents that have these really nice slips that also come with the original poster. Got Roman Holiday and Last Train from Gun Hill. So, yeah. Hope to get more like that in the future. And then we move on to the Kino Lorber section, which starting off with these specific ones that have these fancy slips that show the title of their films above, as you can tell. And then we got the rest of the Kino Lorbers in alphabetical order. Let's see if I can get a good angle there. Yeah, right there. Get a good view there. All right. And now I'll be right back. I'm going to move, because there's more films behind there. I'll show you what's behind there real quick. Alright, so now we got all that pulled out, let's see what I got back here. So first off, we have 2 movies by Arbelos. We got Satin Tango and Son of the White Mare. And then after that, we have the Twilight Time Blu-ray, starting with Born Free, ending When the Wind Blows. Rest in peace to that company. They shut down, sadly. And then we got the 2 movies I have by Milestone, The Adventures of Prince Ahmed and Rocco and His Brothers. And after that, we have 3 movies by Studio Canal, La Grande Illusion, Ran, and The Third Man. And then after that, we have these 3 movies by 20th Century Fox, or at least specifically that have that logo, if you can see it. I don't know if you can. But yeah, The Fly, Sunrise, and Wild River. And after that, we have, starting with Amour, we have the Sony Pictures Classics series. Basically, any film that has, oh, okay, that's not a good example. Let's see, any movie that has this on it, basically, Sony Pictures Classics, that says that on it, that goes here. So yeah. Pretty solid series. Again, I haven't watched all these, but I've seen at least half of them, I think. So, of course, got a shout out to Persepolis, the movie that started it all. This was my first Blu-ray bought that made me want to start this collection. So, has a special place in my heart. So, love that movie. And yeah, starts with Amour, ends with The White Ribbon, which is fitting, both Michel Haneke movies, so yeah. And then move down here, I gotta be on my knees for this. We have, let's see, what's the name of this company? I believe this is, Music Box Films. Music Box Films is next. So, starting with the Dragon Tattoo Trilogy films, and then, this box set, that's really cool. I'll put that there for now. Yeah, it starts with that, ends with Seasons, and then we got the IFC films, which I only have 3 of them. The Good, the Bad, the Weird, Marion Max, and Vesper. And then I have the one movie by Mubai, or at least the one that's Region A, Decision to Leave. Need to watch that still. And after that, we have the Neon Blu-rays, starting with Apollo 11, ending with Titan. And then we got Decal with Mass, which is, I guess, kind of a mix between Neon and this other company. And then we move on, starting with Bedeviled, that'd be this movie right here. We have the Well Go USA collection, which basically is a company that collects mostly, like, a lot of Asian films from Korea to China to Japan. But, yeah, I got quite a few of them, starting with Bedeviled, ending with The Wailing. And then over here, starting with this Alfred Hitchcock collection, we have the Warner Brothers Archive collection, which is such a great collection to have, of mostly classic films, as you can tell. And then down here, after that pretty much ends all the boutique labels, and then we go straight to everything else alphabetically, which technically starts behind this row, but we'll just look at this row real quick. So, as you can tell, this is just everything else alphabetized. I'll just do a quick row right here. As you can tell. Again, y'all can just pause the video if you want to read the titles real good. Alright, and now I'll be right back. I'm going to move these Blu-rays so y'all can see what's behind here. So, be right back. Okay, now I've got those out of the way. I forgot, there's a few other boutique labels right here. So, here we have the 2 films by Oscilloscope, Dear Zachary, A Letter to Son About His Father, and Embrace of the Serpent. 2 movies I really love. Need to get more Oscilloscope films. Then we got the 3 films by Flicker Alley that I have. Just 3 classic films. And then the 3 films I own by VCI Entertainment, Blood and Black Lace, A Christmas Carol, my favorite Christmas Carol with Alistair Sim, and The Skeleton of Miss Morales. And then we have the 3 films by, 2 movies by A-Keep BC, I think is what they're called, both Jodorowsky movies. And then we have these 2 movies by Severin Films, which also starts with Jodorowsky film and then Threads. And then I got the 5 of the films by Sapphire series, the Sapphire series Blu-rays. American Beauty, Braveheart, Forrest Gump, Gladiator, and Saving Private Ryan. The only ones I don't have are The Godfather 1 and 2, but since I have the Shirley box set, I probably don't need to get them. And now this is where the alphabetical, in general, begins. Starting with the documentary 1, and just going down the row here. Okay, and then down here, hope you have a good view of this. Again, sorry about the lighting and whatnot. I don't do this very often, so alright. And then we move down here. This just continues on the very bottom, right here. Right there. And then down here. Alright, and I gotta move these ones to get to the movies behind there, so be right back. Alright, now we see what's behind this shelf. Again, if you can get a... Sorry, I have to be on my... down on the ground for this one, but... So, yeah, this just kind of gives... Again, I don't have the best lighting over here, but what can I do? There's a good overview of everything I have. And then down here... Okay, so that's everything on this shelf. Now let's move on to the final shelf in this collection, which starting up here. Again, continue with the A through Z Miscellaneous. Right there, and then continue on right here. Right there, there. Okay, and that's everything there. Now I gotta move these out so I can get to the films behind there, so BRB. Alright, so here's what I got behind here, if you can see it real good. I don't know, because again, I got kind of glare here. And there. And then down here. There. Alright, and then we'll skip that one right there and move on to the last shelf of the A through Z Miscellaneous. Starting here with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That. And by the way, so yes, I have a by itself copy of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, even though that movie is in that Star Trek box set I showed you earlier, but sometimes I do like it to have a by itself copy every now and then. And plus, it is the best Star Trek movie, so there's that. So, there's that. That. And now, again, I'll have to move these so you can see what's behind there, so BRB. So on to the last section of the A through Z Miscellaneous. You starting with Treasure of the Sierra Madre, just scanning over. By the way, if you're wondering about the two True Grits, the first is the original, the other is the remake, so yeah. Got that. By the way, I love this. So I got the way back, the way back, the way back. I just think that's too funny. That. And finally, ending with Zulu is the one to end it all. And now we'll go back up here. We skip this one. These are my regular DVDs, movies and TV shows. Starting with the movies. I have to put them on the side of this because they're pretty tall. There's that. Right there. By the way, so Warner Bros. Archive announced that... I can pull this out. Sorry. Apparently... Sorry, I don't know why that's so sticky. But yeah, apparently Cats Don't Dance is finally going to get a Blu-ray release thanks to Warner Bros. Archive. So, yeah, and I bought this DVD a couple months ago. So, yeah, kind of bad timing there. But yeah. So, continue here. And by the way, yes, I know some of these have a Blu-ray. I just have yet to upgrade it. Like, the Black Cauldron and a Goofy movie have a Blu-ray thanks to the Disney movie exclusive club series, I guess. So, yeah. And then here, I'll move these real quick. Be right back. And here is the rest of the movie DVDs I have, again on their sides. There. And then it ends right here with Zarephath. And then onwards from there is my television DVDs that I have, that are all in alphabetical order. Here's the one Criterion DVD I own, Fish with John. I hear this is supposed to be really good, so yeah. And I know this is not a TV show, it's actually a series of shorts, but yeah, probably should move that over. And then I'll be right back, I'm going to move those over so you can see what's behind there. Now that I got those out of the way, here's the last remaining of the regular DVDs right here. Again, some of these have Blu-rays, I just yet to upgrade them. Of course, here we have the complete series of Primeval, the show that my channel is named after, and a huge part of my youth, my teenage youth, because I was addicted to the show back then, but looking back, it's not perfect, but I still have a soft spot for it. Moving on there. This is only season 1 of Rocky and Bullwinkle. I've been meaning to get the complete set, so hopefully someday. So there's that. Alright, and that's it for the DVDs, and I'll put these back real quick and we'll get on to the last two shelves. Alright, so that takes care of all of my movies and such, as well as the TV DVDs, and now we move on to the last two shelves in my collection, and they are my TV Blu-rays. So, well actually it starts out with these animated shorts, you know, Grinch, Looney Tunes, Mickey and Friends, original Christmas classics, Peanuts Holiday Collection, Walt Disney shorts, and Tex Avery shorts. And then it moves on to my TV shows on Blu-ray. Of course, this is my favorite show of all time, Avatar: Last Airbender. Just keep moving on. There, as you can tell, my TV shows consist of either like BBC nature documentaries or a lot of animated stuff. Of course, there's Gravity Falls, another one of my all-time favorite shows. Just keep going. And there's Primal, another one of my all-time favorites. Alright. And then we move on to the very bottom, and the last thing to show, my TV box sets. Yeah, see, this is... you already saw a few TV box sets with Justified, The X-Files, and Star Trek, but here is the rest of them. Got Battlestar Galactica, both the original and the reboot, Game of Thrones, Boardwalk Empire, Deadwood, Breaking Bad, Red vs. Blue, Samurai Jack, Sherlock, Sopranos, The Shield, The Twilight Zone, Twin Peaks, and The Wire. They're not exactly in alphabetical order, mainly because the different size of these sets, this was the best way I could fit them in the shelf, so yeah. And that is the entirety of my collection. Sorry if you hear my dogs barking. Of course, they're barking at nothing as always. But I hope you all enjoyed that. Sorry if this video feels a bit shoddily made. I'm off script for this one, and I just wanted to give you an idea how my collection is set up. And so yeah, hopefully someday I will do a video series where I cover each stuff individually. But that's going to be a while, so yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will see y'all in the next video. Later.